Beloved, listen closely and breathe. If your heart has been racing because you feel like something is going on behind your back, you are not crazy for feeling unsettled. Sometimes our spirit picks up on tension, sometimes our mind fills in gaps when we've been stressed, hurt, betrayed, or exhausted. Either way, you do not have to spiral. You do not have to live in fear. God is with you right now, and His presence is not fragile. His protection is not conditional on you figuring everything out in one night. You are safe in His hands, and you can take wise steps without panic. When fear whispers, it always tries to rush you. It says, "Do something right now." Assume the worst. Run with the story. But God's voice is steady. God's voice does not shove you into terror. God calls you back to clarity, to peace, to strength. So before you do anything else, place your hand over your chest and tell your body the truth: I am here. I am breathing. I am not alone. God is with me. Say it again. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your jaw unclench. Let your mind slow down enough to receive wisdom. If you're worried about your privacy or your safety, you can hold that concern responsibly without turning it into a monster that eats you alive. There is a difference between being cautious and being consumed. There is a difference between discerning and imagining. You can be grounded and still be vigilant. God does not ask you to ignore your instincts, but He does ask you to bring everything into the light, His light. Where fear loses its power to exaggerate and shame you, you might be thinking, but what if someone really is doing something wrong? If something truly isn't right, you are not helpless. You can take practical steps in a calm, orderly way. You can check your space the way a wise person would, not the way a terrified person would. You can change passwords, update security settings, secure your devices, and ask for help from someone you trust. If you ever find evidence of wrongdoing, you can contact the proper authorities and get support. None of that requires you to collapse into panic. None of that requires you to accuse without proof. None of that requires you to carry this alone. God's peace and your wisdom work together. Faith is not pretending everything is fine. Faith is refusing to let fear be your ruler. Faith is saying, even if I don't know everything, I know God. Even if I can't control people, I can choose my next right step. Even if something is hidden, it cannot stay hidden forever. Light has a way of exposing what darkness tries to cover. So here is the urgent message your soul needs: do not let fear isolate you. Fear wants you alone, because when you're alone it can echo. It can loop. It can grow louder until it feels like truth. But you were never designed to carry anxiety in silence. If you feel uneasy, speak to a trusted friend, family member, pastor, counselor, or someone level-headed who will help you stay grounded. Not someone who will fuel panic, not someone who will immediately jump to dramatic conclusions, but someone who will breathe with you and help you think clearly. God often answers prayers through wise people who bring calm to chaos. Now let's pray in a way that steadies your mind and strengthens your heart. God, I come to you right now with a heart that feels unsettled. I don't want to live in fear, and I don't want to ignore wisdom. I ask you for peace that passes understanding. Quiet my thoughts. Calm my body. Strengthen my spirit. Give me discernment, real discernment, not suspicion. Not paranoia, not confusion. If there is anything I need to address, show me the next step clearly. If there is nothing there and my mind is overburdened, help me release what I'm carrying. Cover me with your protection, surround my home with your presence, and place a hedge around my life that no evil can cross. In Jesus' name, Amen. Take a breath again. That prayer wasn't weak. That prayer was a spiritual boundary. And here's what boundaries do. They remind you that you have authority over your environment and your attention. You do not have to rehearse worst-case scenarios to be safe. You do not have to keep thinking about it to prevent it. That's the trap. Fear pretends that worrying is vigilance. But worrying is not the same as preparation. Worrying drains you, preparation strengthens you. If you feel compelled to check your environment, do it in a simple, methodical way. Turn on the lights. Tidy clutter so you can see clearly. Look for anything out of place, anything that wasn't there before, anything that seems unusual. If you have devices connected to your Wi-Fi, you can review which devices are on your network and remove anything unfamiliar. You can reset your router password, enable strong encryption, update your phone and computer, and turn off any settings you don't use. You can cover cameras on devices you own when not in use. These are normal, healthy steps many people take for privacy and peace of mind. Do them once, carefully, and then stop. Do not turn checking into a ritual. Do not let it become compulsive. A single calm pass is wisdom, endless checking is fear trying to stay fed, and while you're doing that, keep guarding your mind. Because sometimes the most important camera is the one fear installs in your imagination, the feeling that you're constantly being watched, judged, targeted, or trapped. That feeling can come from real experiences, but it can also come from stress, trauma, lack of sleep, or prolonged anxiety. God cares about your spirit and your nervous system. He cares about your peace. If you've been sleeping poorly, eating irregularly, or living under constant pressure, your brain can become hyperalert and interpret uncertainty as danger. That doesn't mean your concerns are meaningless. It means your body might be asking for care, not just answers, so give your body what it needs as part of your prayer. Drink water. Eat something nourishing. Step outside for 5 minutes of fresh air if you can. Let your eyes look at the sky, trees, buildings, something stable and real. This is not small. This is how you tell your nervous system, I am safe right now. God works through ordinary things, too. He made your body. He understands how it reacts under stress. He is not disappointed in you for feeling afraid. He is inviting you to come closer, now. Let's speak truth directly to the fear that's been stalking your thoughts. Fear, you do not get to lead me. You do not get to decide my mood, my choices, my peace. I am not controlled by what I imagine. I am not controlled by what I cannot prove. I will not accuse without clarity. I will not panic without evidence. I will act with wisdom, and then I will rest. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I choose a sound mind. I choose peace. I choose prayer. I choose the next right step, and here is another truth. If anyone is behaving wrongfully, that wrongdoing does not make you powerless. It does not make you doomed. It does not make you unsafe forever. Evil relies on secrecy and intimidation, but it shrinks in the light. You are allowed to advocate for yourself. You are allowed to protect your privacy. You are allowed to say, no. You are allowed to create distance from people who disrespect you. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to be taken seriously, but also hear this with tenderness. You are allowed to be wrong about your fear without feeling ashamed. You are allowed to discover that your mind was overwhelmed and misread a situation. That doesn't make you foolish, it makes you human. When you've been under stress, your brain becomes a detective without enough data. It tries to protect you by filling in blanks. God does not punish you for that. He guides you back to peace. So tonight, let your goal be peace and safety, not certainty at all costs. Certainty can become an idol when you're anxious. If I just knew for sure, I could breathe. But you can breathe right now, even without perfect answers. Because the deepest safety you need is not only external, it's internal. The assurance that God is with you, that you can handle what comes, and that you will not be alone. If your thoughts keep looping, if you feel like you can't stop thinking about being watched or targeted, please don't handle that by yourself. That kind of persistent fear can be a sign your anxiety system is overloaded. And it can help a lot to talk to a mental health professional who can give you tools to calm those thoughts and feel steady again. This is not a lack of faith. Getting support is wisdom. God uses doctors, counselors, friends, and practical strategies as part of His care, and if at any moment you believe you are in immediate danger, trust your safety instincts and contact local emergency services or a trusted person nearby right away. You are worth protecting. Your life matters. Your peace matters. Now, let me speak a blessing over you, the kind that sinks into your bones. May the peace of God settle over your mind like a warm blanket. May your breathing slow and your heartbeat return to steady. May your home feel like a sanctuary again. May the Lord place watchful protection around you and give you discernment that is calm, not frantic. May every hidden thing that is not from God be brought into the light, and may every false fear that is tormenting you dissolve in truth. May you sleep deeply, wake rested, and feel strength returning to your spirit. May your boundaries be respected. May your path be protected. May your relationships be purified, those who are safe drawn closer, those who are harmful moved away. May your heart be guarded, your mind renewed, and your joy restored. And one more thing, because this is important, do not let anyone manipulate you through fear. Sometimes people, or messages online, use scary claims to hook your attention, keep you anxious, and make you feel dependent. God does not need fear to get your attention. God can guide you without terror. God's conviction is clear, God's guidance is steady, God's love is firm. If something you read or hear makes you feel frantic, trapped, and pressured, pause. Ask God for discernment. Choose calm wisdom over dramatic urgency. If it's truly important, it will still be important when you're calm. So here's what you can do right now, in a grounded, faithful way. Pray once more, then take one practical step, just one, then rest. Not 10 steps. Not a frantic overhaul. One step. Maybe it's updating a password. Maybe it's calling someone you trust and saying, "I've been anxious and I need a calm reality check." Maybe it's turning your phone off for an hour and letting your mind breathe. Maybe it's writing down your fears, then writing down what you actually know, and separating facts from feelings. That simple practice can break the spell of panic. God is with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you in the sense that you are not abandoned, you are not cursed, you are not defenseless. You are safe, and you are being guided. Trust God and pray, but also let your faith be steady and wise. You do not need to live on edge to be protected. You do not need to be afraid to be alert. You can be calm and still be strong. Now, I want you to imagine placing this entire situation, every fear, every question, every unknown, into God's hands like a heavy bag you've been carrying for too long. Picture yourself letting it go. Picture God holding it effortlessly. Picture your shoulders relaxing. And tell Him, "Lord, I release what I cannot control. I receive your peace. I receive your wisdom. I receive your protection. You are not alone. You are not trapped in your thoughts. You are not at the mercy of someone else's intentions. Your life is under God's care, and you can take wise action without fear ruling you. God says, 'My child, I see the way your thoughts have been tugged at lately, the way a strange feeling has been following you around like a shadow you can't quite step out of. I see you replaying moments in your mind, wondering what was said when you weren't there, what was done when you turned your back, what might be happening out of sight. And I want you to breathe, slowly, right now, because fear loves to rush you, but I do not. Listen closely. You are not alone in this moment. You are not abandoned to your worry. You are not powerless. I am with you. I am the God who steadies trembling hands and quiets a racing heart. I am the God who knows what is true even when you feel uncertain, and I am the God who knows how to lead you safely through the unknown without letting fear become your master. I know the kind of thoughts that can come when you feel your privacy is threatened, when you suspect someone may be watching, listening, or crossing boundaries behind your back. Those thoughts can feel loud. They can make ordinary things seem suspicious. They can make you question your own judgment and then question your questioning. Fear can make you feel as if every creak, every reflection, every glitch, every small coincidence is proof of something bigger. But I tell you this, you do not have to let anxiety write your story, my child. You are safe in me. That does not mean you ignore wisdom. That does not mean you pretend nothing is wrong if something truly needs attention. It means you do not panic. It means you do not spiral. It means you do not accuse blindly or act recklessly. It means you take calm, clear steps, one at a time, while keeping your spirit anchored in faith, not in terror. So hear me, if you are worried about your privacy, do not shame yourself for feeling unsettled. But do not feed the fear either. Take your concern and place it in my hands. Then take practical steps that bring clarity. Start with peace. Close your eyes for a moment and pray like this: God, give me a clear mind. Give me discernment. Remove confusion. Bring truth into the light. Guard me from panic. Guide me to wise action. Protect my home, my body, my mind, and my peace. And then breathe again, because prayer is not a performance, it's a return. Every time you pray, you return to me, now. With a calmer heart, you can look at your situation in a grounded way. If you suspect something has been placed in your space, something meant to invade your privacy, do not jump straight to conclusions, and do not try to handle everything alone in secret. Darkness grows where you isolate. Peace grows where you bring things into wise, trustworthy light. Do these things slowly and safely. First, talk to someone you trust, someone steady, not someone who will inflame your fear. A close family member, a loyal friend, a responsible roommate, a mentor. Tell them, I've been feeling uneasy about my privacy, and I want to check things calmly. When you have a steady witness with you, your mind is less likely to spiral, and you're more likely to stay practical. Second, check the basics. If you live in a shared environment, confirm who has access, spare keys, old keys, building staff, visitors, maintenance schedules. Make sure doors and windows lock properly. If you can, change passwords to your Wi-Fi and important accounts, especially if you've ever shared them. Use strong, unique passwords. Turn on two-factor authentication. These are wise steps that protect you no matter what is happening. Third, gently inspect your space in a common-sense way. You don't have to tear your home apart like you're in a movie. You can do a calm scan, look for anything new, out of place, oddly positioned, or plugged in that shouldn't be. Check obvious areas where devices are typically hidden, near outlets, in smoke detectors, without damaging them, behind decor that's newly angled, inside unusual chargers, or among items that don't belong to you. If you are not sure, do not break anything. If something seems genuinely suspicious, take a photo and ask a professional or authorities how to proceed. Fourth, if your concern continues, consider getting help from a professional. In many places, reputable security professionals can assess a home for privacy risks. There are also legitimate ways to improve security: better locks, doorbell cameras you control, and secure networks. Let wisdom lead, not obsession. The goal is peace and clarity, not constant scanning. Fifth, if you ever find evidence of illegal surveillance or tampering, do not confront someone alone. Your safety matters. Contact local authorities or seek legal advice, especially if you feel threatened or unsafe. You do not need to be reckless to be brave. True courage is calm and protected. Now listen, I am also speaking to your inner life, not just your outer environment. Because sometimes fear is not only about what might be happening, it's about what fear does to your mind. Constant worry can steal sleep, distort perception, and make you feel trapped. So I want you to guard your mind with the same seriousness that you guard your home. My child, you are not meant to live in constant suspicion. You are not meant to keep reliving worst-case scenarios until they feel like certainty. You are not meant to carry an invisible weight every hour of the day. I did not create you to be a prisoner of what if. So I say to you, come back to what is real in this moment. Right now, you are breathing. Right now, you are here. Right now, you can choose calm actions. Right now, you can choose prayer over panic. Right now, you can choose wise support instead of isolation. And I will help you. I will give you discernment, not paranoia. I will give you wisdom, not impulsiveness. I will give you courage, not recklessness. I will give you peace, not numbness. I will give you clarity, not confusion. Some people try to control others by making them feel watched. Some people cross lines because they assume they won't be challenged. But your life is not open for anyone's misuse. Your boundaries matter. Your dignity matters. Your home is meant to be a refuge, not a place of fear. And I am the God who strengthens boundaries and restores peace. If you have been feeling like someone is doing something behind your back, I want you to remember, you do not have to fight shadows with shadows. You don't have to become secretive, suspicious, or harsh to protect yourself. You can be both firm and calm. You can be both prayerful and practical. You can set boundaries without exploding. You can seek help without feeling weak, and I want to say something else. do not let this fear turn you against everyone. Fear loves to paint all people with one brush. Fear tells you, no one is safe. Fear tells you, everyone is hiding something. Fear tells you, you can only rely on yourself. But that is not my voice. My voice says, you are safe with me. My voice says, you can seek wise support. My voice says, truth can be found. My voice says, you can take the next step without panic. My voice says, you do not have to accuse without evidence. My voice says, you do not have to live in dread. Some of what you're feeling may be a warning that you need stronger privacy habits. Some of it may be stress speaking loudly because you're